ready to rumble.
You can feel the history of Indiana High School basketball when you walk in the grand stage of the Eel Tank at Eminence High School. That's the site for a high school girls-boys doubleheader tonight here on ISC Sports Network and Endeavor Communications. Welcome, everyone, to beautiful Eminence High School as we roll out the welcome mat for you. Mark James and Lance Scheib set to call this doubleheader tonight. And Lance, I've been coming out here for most of my life, and boy, a few years ago, this place underwent a fabulous renovation with their superintendent at the time, Jeff Gibney, and there's just no better place to experience high school basketball. Few places better, I should say, than the Eel Tank at Eminence.
This is one of my favorite places and favorite venues to broadcast a game from, something we get a chance to do at least once a year, and just to see the history and what Indiana really stands for in basketball. This just takes you back in time, and it's just a hidden gem here in our state.
Good look at Terry Adams, Dell Asher, and Aaron Utz, who will be the officials for the girls' game tonight. Interesting matchup between a couple of teams, kind of going in opposite directions. 6-13 South Putnam and 14-5 Eminence.
I can't wait to watch this Eminence team play. I just like the program that Greg is building. I love the idea. In year one, they're kind of forming to what he wants. There were some growing pains early, but they've kind of hit their stride now, and they're playing some really good basketball.
And Brian Gardner's trying to get his ball club back to their winning ways.
Well, Brian is just, again, they got hit with graduation. They got hit with some injuries, and the schedule probably favors South Putnam a little bit more than Eminence, but it should be a great game tonight.
Lost to Monrovia earlier this week for South Putnam. Matter of fact, they have not won since December 16th at West Vigo. On the other hand, the last loss for the Eminence Eels versus Monrovia, 58-40, way back on December the 21st. We will set the starting lineups for you, get Coach Scheib's keys to tonight's matchup when we come back. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on Endeavor Communications and the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa, from last to fast, and wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
First things first, must thank the outstanding athletic director, Shane Davis. He is as good as there is, Coach, in terms of hospitality.
I love just coming here. He just does all the little things for us and takes care of us. And, again, just a great place to be at, and Shane is a big reason why.
We will give you the starting lineups now. First of all, for the South Putnam Eagles, Brian Gardner is their head coach. He is in his 8th season with a record of 110-71. They'll start at one guard. You see Kelsey Custis, Danae Klein, Clara Pistelli, Jocelyn Pilcher, and Madison Gardner. That's the starting lineup again for the Eminence Eels. Their record 6-13. Brian Gardner is their head coach. Now a look at the starters for the Eminence Eels, a familiar lineup to Eels fans. They've been together for a couple of years now, and they're going to be together for a couple of more. They'll start Sophia Saucerman, who was a 6'1 sophomore, just visited with her dad a few minutes ago, Richard, who was a fine player here at Eminence in his own right. She wears number 4. Then you've got Morgan Taylor, Bella Dittamore, Danica Myers, and Natalie Hubbard. Greg Burton, as we mentioned, in his first season, a record of 14-5. He is 55-50 in his 5th year as a head coach. They're very happy to see Danica Myers' name back in the starting lineup.
You want to be at full strength. They're getting, Eminence has had a great season, and you want to get, as you get towards the playoff time or tournament time, you want to be healthy. You want to be playing your best basketball, but the teams that win in the tournament are healthy. I think that's one of the things that Greg had talked about coming out of this game, healthy, and something that I'm anxious to see and happy to see them at full strength.
Danica's dad, by the way, is Morgan County Sheriff Rich Myers, and he too will be joining us tonight. We'll have him on at halftime of the boys' game. A little bit of pomp and circumstance now as they introduce the Eminence Eels to the crowd here tonight. Believe it or not, Coach, both of these ball clubs looking to fine-tune things before they get to tournament time. And that is right around the corner because the sectional draw comes up Sunday.
Sunday is such a great day. You look forward to this just because you prep for it all year long. And now you have another goal in front of you. You talked about playing well on Friday or playing well on Saturday. Now you have, that tournament draw coming up, and it's so exciting for the communities, the school itself, and these teams.
And I would think that whatever adjustments you're going to make, you're going to start making them this weekend and fine-tuning them next week. And, these doubleheaders are nice for the fans. But, boy, in terms of these coaches, get those games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. that is more in preparation for a tournament-type atmosphere.
It really is, because you want to get used to playing multiple games in short turnarounds. You want to make sure you've done everything from an endurance standpoint, your legs. You want to be. That's why being healthy is such a big deal right now for both these teams.
By the way, I do want to let you know the starting lineups tonight brought to you by Aaron Pittman and virtual announcer. Make your game day experience the absolute best by hiring Aaron, and if he can't be there, he will be your virtual announcer, and that's for any sport, not just tubes. Find out more and just how affordable it can be at Virtual Announce on social or by calling 317-800-0612. Do want to touch one more time on your keys for tonight.
Well, the keys as we get through this and going through it more than anything else, take care of the basketball team that takes care of the ball, doesn't turn the ball over, creates more opportunities, is normally in a better spot. Transition is huge for the Eels tonight, and I think if they can do that, and along with rebounding, that's always a big key.
Thanks to the folks at GXO for sponsoring our starting lineups tonight, and an empty possession for the Eminence Eels to get things started. Looks like man-to-man defense for Eminence.
Anxious to see how South Putnam, they want to play at a more deliberate pace. Anxious to see how they want to attack Eminence.
One of the things that, we mentioned their loss is that shot put up near the top of the key, and they draw first blood by Jocelyn Pilcher's three-point basket. One of the things Kevin Rounds talked about in his win over South Putnam the other night, the head coach of Monrovia, Kevin talked about just how physical they are and their length. He said they pose some problems, and they have 2 or 3 people that can score.
Well, that's a huge start for South Putnam, and just, again, they do create that length, and they do have a schedule on their side that kind of bothers Greg Burton. Just feels like they played some tougher competition along the way.
Danica Myers took a step before she put the ball on the floor. That creates the infraction. Again, she suffered a bruise, got kicked in the calf a few weeks ago. They just told her to play through it, keep it iced, relax when she could. Double dribble was called, unforced error. And then about the time it got fully healed, she banged it up again. Got hit in literally the same place on her calf. And so you can see there's a bit of a wrap on that left leg on number 12 for Eminence. And they just told her, look, it's probably not going to get any better now until the offseason, so just play through it. Three-pointer the other way for Eminence, no. Rebound knocked out long, scramble for the loose ball. And the alternating possession shifts it back to South Putnam.
Love the hustle, love the ability to go after the basketball. And then I think if you're Brian Gardner tonight, what I would be really happy with early on is make every possession count. And again, his ability or his girls' ability to be able to do this and go on the floor early is a great sign.
Officials timeout here. Conversation with Greg Burton and Bella Dittamore. Make sure everybody's on the same page. And we'll get back to action now.
Anxious to see, you talked about it earlier, and that is how does, is the intensity and the physicalness of South Putnam, how does Eminence handle that tonight?
Pastelli grabbed a nice dish on the right block and threw it up a little bit too strong, and there's a foul on the rebound. Madison Gardner, the 5'10 sophomore, picks up the personal. Team's first. Eminence still looking for their first points of the ball game as they flip it ahead to Danica Patrick. Danica Patrick. That's who she's named after. Dad's a big race fan, obviously.
I understand.
So,
I understand.
Danica Myers.
Yeah, no, I'm anxious to see, if South Putnam can play this physical style of defense without fouling, because I think that is one thing that Brian Gardner hangs his hat on, is just their style of play.
See, Eminence is running one player along the baseline, hoping that South Putnam pulls that defense out and they forget about her down low.
They're overloading on one side, which I like. Again, frees himself up for a shot, just got to knock it down.
Dittamore was a little short on that three-pointer. Plenty of time for Pilcher to set up. She misses it. Rebound comes down long to Hubbard. Hubbard in transition, runs it up the right side. Now we'll reset. Myers, three, yes.
Woo! She took that with great confidence, shooting 27% on the year from behind the arc.
Well, they're always better when they're in rhythm, and that was certainly in rhythm. That's a no-go by Custis. South Putt controls the rebound. Another attempt for Pistelli is no good. Long rebound comes down to Belladinamore. In transition, good look to Meyer. Couldn't get it to fall. Saucerman loses the rebound and is controlled by Danae Klein.
Great hustle. Nice job there by Eminence, but great job of South Putnam of transitioning back to offense.
A little overzealous, and ball kicked out of bounds, and I believe they hit our power source down below because our monitor went blank, but we're able to call it right here anyway. So tied at 3. Under 5 minutes now in quarter number 1. Girls, boys, doubleheader here at the Eel Tank and Eminence. South Putnam and Eminence. 3-pointer. Myers no good. Saucerman with the putback. That's what they needed to do.
I love 6'1", just a sophomore. Saucerman again attacking the glass. I love her length. I love her ability to take the ball straight back up. Didn't bring it down and gave no chance for South Putnam to defend it.
Pilcher was open from the elbow, has to get rid of it. Ball knocked out long. Battle for the loose ball. Out of bounds. Last touched by the Eminence Eels.
Nice job and nice hustle again by both teams. Again, determination and desire is certainly there for both. Woo!
How about that from downtown?
Goodness gracious by Klein. Great shot. Just a sophomore for the young Eagle team.
And an unforced error turns the basketball back over to South Putnam, and they go to the bench early. 23, Lillian Emmerich, sophomore into the ball game. Early 6-5 advantage for South Putnam. From the free throw line, good looking shot by Madison Gardner.
Nice job of rotating the ball, kicking it back out. I like the way that South Putnam is moving back and forth there. The third turnover for Eminence early on in this game.
Well, they're dialing up the defensive pressure and not giving them a chance to get into an offensive set.
And that's Brian Gardner. That's their big shot. Defensively, they got to be physical. They need to turn Eminence over, and if they can keep doing that, good things are going to happen.
Myers stole the basketball, knocked to the floor, and is called for the travel.
Looks like the ball's going to stay here. Great hustle.
Scramble for the loose ball, controlled by Dittamore. Lays it up off the glass and threw it up just a little bit too short. Eminence is getting opportunities, just not able to capitalize on them.
They are, and again, if you're Greg Bird, you got to be happy about that because, again, keep attacking the rim, keep attacking on defense, try to force the tempo in your favor, which is a much quicker pace than what South Putnam wants to play.
The ball will stay with Eminence. Hubbard. Thought about it from the wing, decides to redirect through Bella Dittamore. Deep three. No. Putting it box out, and it hit the wire up top, so it'll go back the other way. Eminence, by the way, shoots 43% from the field, 21% from beyond the arc. From the free throw line, they're 114 of 158 on the year.
If you are Brian Gardner, you're happy the way this game has started. Your girls are playing unbelievably intense. And again, they are really doing a nice job of trying to impose their will on Eminence.
I like their motion offensively.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one standing around. Reverse layup is up and in. Pistelli with her first 2, and now 4 of the 5 have scored. The kind of balance that's going to win you basketball games.
Exactly. And if you're, again, Brian Gardner, I like what he's doing. The girls are moving without the basketball. They're moving with it. Defensively, this zone is something that's causing Eminence some trouble early on.
Knocked out of bounds, last touch by South Putnam. I think if you put Meyer on that left wing, when she kicks that ball to Hubbard, if Hubbard will get it right back to her, the defense doesn't have a chance to reset, and she should be open for 3.
As you said earlier, Eminence is getting a lot of looks. They're just not knocking down shots yet. Here comes the over.
Double screen and a good look, just threw up the air ball. South Putnam fights for the loose ball. Still a scramble for it. Contact with the ball out of bounds, charged on Eminence. as substitutions continue, and both coaches going to the benches early and often. Danae Klein returns for South Putnam.
Now you're trying to, again, this defense that Eminence, the man-to-man, now you've got to sit there and try and crank it up a little bit, try to turn South Putnam over, because right now South Putnam is doing a great job of moving the basketball and just running a better offensive set.
Danae Klein's able to gather up the air ball. Strong move to the bucket by Emmerich, and it was rejected by Saucerman.
Nicely done there by Saucerman of coming over and helping out. Again, just a sophomore. I like her length. I like her game. She plays very aggressive.
Top of the circle. Patrick, check that. How many times am I going to call her Patrick?
That's okay. We
Rich,
know we're talking
Rich
about
is going to get a
Danica
big
Myers.
kick out of that. 5 points down for Danica Myers. I'm going to tell him, daggone it. Good shot for the South Putnam Eagles.
Madison Gardner, just a sophomore
With
as well,
4.
doing a great job with 4 points now, and she's doing a nice job moving without the ball and presenting herself so that they get the ball to her.
Lead back to 5. Meyer working the perimeter to Saucerman. Strong move to the bucket. Threw it up just a little bit too strong. Just a sophomore. She's going to be an awfully good one before she's done here.
She is. She's got a great feel. Again, what I love is that if she'll play that aggressive early on as a sophomore, her future's bright.
Scramble for the loose ball off the missed shot. On the alternating possession, it goes back to Eminence. Endeavor Communications offers a variety of internet speeds that fit your family or business needs. Surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds up to a gig. Contact us at Endeavor, www.endeavor.com for more information. I mean, my gosh, here we are in this historic gymnasium. Great basketball game, doubleheader, boys, girls. And I get to spend the evening with my good friend Lance Scheid. Does it get any better than this?
Well, we had a nice little dinner before the game.
We did.
We had a chance to catch up a little bit. Disappointed that we didn't get a chance to do that in Florida, which we normally do, but that time restraints allow that not to happen. But no, it's always good to be here. So it's always good to be working with you as well.
Hey, we're both happy about the fact that we feel for those of you that had travel issues, but our travel was not affected and yours was not either. We had a bit of a delay going down.
Yes.
We were on the same flight going down. You stayed a week longer because I'm just not in that tax bracket. I had to come back to a real job. So, but we didn't have any trouble getting home, and I know you didn't either.
No, we didn't. I tell you what, with all the things that were going on, just thrilled that we were able to have no issues, and had just a family down there from Chicago, from Lafayette, from Texas, and so we all got there and no problem.
Had my son and his wife and their 2 little ones. So my mother got to see her great-grandson for just the 2nd time, and he's a year old.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so anyway. But I tell you what, Greg Burton has a tall task on his hands, and that's handling this unbelievably stifling defensive pressure by South Putnam.
I love what South Putnam is doing. Brian Gardner has got a great game plan right now. Eminence is standing a lot, and they've got to move better without the ball. And it's really hard against that zone defense because there's only so many offensive sets that you can run against the zone. So I like what Brian Gardner's doing.
That age-old weave out top, waiting for the defense to get a little sloppy. Now they reset the offense off of that. I like Klein. They seem to run a lot through her. Good cut, good pass, good finish at the buzzer. Kelsey Custis throws it up and in, and that means all 5 starters have scored, and it's a great start for South Putnam after quarter number 1. They lead 14-7. Endeavor Communications and the IHSAA Sports Network.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear.
Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
Combine cutting-edge technology with old-school work ethic to make your game better at Hoosier Shooting Academy, located on Indy's southeast side just off 465 at Brookville Road, and always open online at HoosierShooting.net. Hoosier Shooting Academy, proud sponsor of our coverage of high school basketball. Unforced error. They look a little sluggish, do they not? I mean, don't get me wrong, the defensive pressure is one of the reasons why.
Well, that's the fourth turnover of this game for Eminence, and really all four of them have been unforced. And I just think right now they're just out of sync. I'm not sure why, but they just, like you said, something just seems to be missing right now.
I mean, the movement offensively, they're making themselves pretty tough to defend on this end as well, and they committed unforced error, and I'm sure that Greg Burton is looking to take advantage of that.
Just got to find a rhythm, and right now the girls haven't found that. Now what I like what South Putnam's doing, they're trapping out of that 2-3 zone. They're extending it out, and there we go, a little ball movement. You got to, again, don't hold it, move it, shift it, and then you got to look for that diagonal pass, you know, in the middle. I think I would run everything through Saucerman.
They'll run that three-pointer through Bella Dittamore, and I think South Putnam is content to let her have that. She's missed 3 of those now in which she was wide open.
I think the zone is a direct reflection of South Putnam not wanting to have to play against Saucerman, and I like what they're doing because they really can't match up to her. So to let the outside shooting go, great job.
Pastelli grabs the offensive rebound off the miss, but stepped on the out-of-bounds line. Talked to Greg Burton about starting the season with 4 straight losses. He said, we lost to some good basketball teams, but as much as anything, as a foul is committed on the triple team, he said, as much as anything, my first year, I came in, changed literally everything that they had been doing, and it was a byproduct of us simply getting adjusted to everything that I put in.
But what Greg talked about is how the girls have bought in now. And it was a slow process, and I just give him credit for being patient and really playing and watching the girls just to develop. Talks about how good their chemistry is, how much they like being around each other. He loves being here at Eminence, which is huge.
Well, a lot of the chemistry comes from the fact that these girls have been together since they were in kindergarten, for God's sakes. I mean, there's a lot of second, third, and in some instances maybe fourth-generation players on this basketball team. One of the second generations for sure is Sophia Saucerman. She now has 4 points, cuts the lead to 5. Three-pointer back the other way. South Putnam too strong. Good job by Eminence. When the ball hits the floor, that's a sign of a good box out.
It is, and now can they keep working that high-low and get the ball inside to Saucerman, because that's what I would do. I would overload it and just make South Putnam adjust to that, because right now, because of what they're doing now, just playing outside of the arc, if I'm South Putnam, I'm going to stay in that until they make me change.
Greg Burton calling out instructions offensively, trying to keep that offense moving.
Rotate, there it is. Oh, they had it at the elbow. And don't give up on that inside there. Because when the last set there, Saucerman's open at the elbow. Get it to her.
Meyer with a step through, 7 points.
Nice job by Danica there, just stepping through, keeping her poise, and knocking it down.
They've cut the lead to 3. She's showing no ill effects of that injury. Just like that, it's back to 6.
Nice job. Nice shot. Nice rotation. I just like how South Putnam is moving around without the basketball.
Dittamore missed the baseline 3, but is able to track down her own rebound and restart the offense. 5-minute mark of the second quarter.
That's why people play zone. Is there's only so many sets you can run against it, and I like the idea. It gives you a little bit of an edge.
Saucerman and Meyer, the only ones to have scored so far for Eminence. 5 starters have scored for South Putnam.
That balance of South Putnam, I just am impressed with the way Brian Gardner's girls have come out And I like the idea that that Eminence is not panicking. They just are running their items or offense. Great job there by Saucerman.
Deep lob down low, went to Hubbard. She tried the reverse layup, and Saucerman was there to clean it up. She has 6, the lead back to 4. Back the other way, shot put up no. Rebound tapped out, controlled by South Putnam. Knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Eagles.
Now we're starting to see Greg Burton now changing it up a little bit, but look for South Putnam again. They're exchanging, or they're forcing the ball out wider. Nice look.
That was a good look. Down to Natalie Hubbard, who has her first 2 now, and the lead is 2 at 17-15.
Give Eminence credit. They have not panicked. They've kept their poise. They keep chipping away. And to South Putnam, they've answered each of the runs that Eminence has given them.
And a foul on the turnover. Bella Dittamore was headed up the floor, and Pistelli got a good piece of her. I mentioned, Monrovia with a win over South Putnam a couple of nights ago. Kevin Rounds gave me a bit of a scouting report on the Eagles. He said one thing's for sure, their defense is their hallmark, and we've seen evidence of that tonight.
And I like their length. I like the way, again, they're disrupting, and there's no rhythm right now offensively. It's disjointed for the Eels, and that's something that's going to be a challenge for Greg Burton moving forward.
Turnover in transition, South Putnam. I just like Klein. I mean, she seems to be the motor for this basketball team. Great ball rotation, good wide open 3, no good. Meyer with a rebound, gets it to the middle of the floor, trying to go coast to coast and one.
What a great job by Myers there of using the body, really initiating contact, and then enough presence and strength to get the ball up to the rim and knock it down, and a chance for an and one.
She got the ball to the middle of the floor. They just don't do that anymore. Everybody wants to run it up the sideline, and I just you get it to the middle of the floor, and that's a triple threat position. Period.
Oh, now you're talking like the old Hoosier coach, and saying that fundamental thing. I don't go there with me.
First lead of the ball game for Eminence at 18-17, 3-minute mark of the half. Klein, kick of the corner, nice head and shoulders fake. Gets a defender off her feet, but throws up the air ball. Meyer with a rebound in transition to Dittamore on the wing. Skip it across. They take a peek at Saucerman. Good, strong drive to the bucket. Comes up a little short for Hubbard. Scramble for the loose ball out of bounds. Endeavor Communications offers a variety of internet speeds that fit your family or business needs. Surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds up to a gig. Contact us at www.endeavor.com for more information.
We have a timeout here by Eminence and Greg Burton.
We'll keep it right here. Coming up at halftime, we hope to have South Putnam boys head basketball coach Kyle Swafford as our guest. It'd be fun to catch up with Kyle. Hadn't talked to him from time to time, but hadn't seen him till I had the privilege of doing his game Tuesday night. And boy, what two vastly different halves of basketball. I mean, they got themselves in a 19-9 hole in the first quarter, came back to pull within 5, and then outscored them 15-5 Cascade in the third quarter, and ended up pulling away late to get that win. And again, he is the fourth basketball coach in 4 years at South Putnam. And I think he's instilled some work ethic, restored some pride into that program. And quite frankly, he said, against Park Heritage, against Sullivan, 2 very good basketball teams, we led late. But we were at a point where we were still learning how to win. And he's pretty happy with the way his kids are playing.
Kyle's done a great job. I thought, I'm anxious because I have not seen him play yet, so I'm anxious to watch he and his team play tonight. He's a winner. He does things the right way, first class, and looking forward to calling that second game and watching his kids play.
Won 2 sectionals as the girls' head coach of Monrovia, won a sectional as a boys' coach of Monrovia. Spent 1 year at Southridge last year and is in his first year as the head coach at South Putnam. Reunited with his good friend Troy Burgess, who's the athletic director back at South Putnam after traveling all over the state, I think, over a 3 or 4 year period.
Yeah, had a good chance to talk to Troy. He has been everywhere from South Putnam down to Evansville, to Frontier, now back to South Putnam. So happy for them.
And I don't think he's going anywhere for a while now.
No,
that's pretty well locked in. Good, strong drive, but a good job of shuffling the feet to cut her off. Kick out. Pastelli's three is a no-go. And I like the things that Hubbard does. I mean, she does the dirty work on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, that was, I really like what Natalie does to Hubbard. She was aggressive, going to get the basketball, started the transition. I think Greg Burton would like to see his girls running it a little bit more. But again, I like Hubbard's game.
Danae Klein. Point guard in the truest sense of the word. Good, strong move by Custis, but again, pretty good job by Natalie Hubbard moving her feet defensively. Patient offensive set by South Putnam. They trail by 1 after having led most of the way. Now Eminence has dialed up the defense, making things a bit more difficult for South Putnam. Pilcher was missed. Back door, and Eminence forced a turnover, so they have certainly dialed up the pressure defensively.
That's the 6th turnover for South Putnam. I just like, again, I think that's one of the things that Greg Burton probably got or called the timeout, just to talk more about defensive pressure.
Kelsey Custis with the token 3/4 court pressure on Meyer.
Anxious, he talked about Greg Burton and how they started this year. And when you're starting underclassmen, not a single senior on the starting lineup here, the future for this year and next year for Eminence is incredibly bright.
Patient perimeter game. They have a 1-point lead and the basketball with 45 seconds left on the clock, and I think they might be content to work that perimeter. And as I say that, Natalie Hubbard takes the 3, and South Putnam may get the last possession.
Yeah, patience in shot selection is something I'm sure that Greg Burton will talk about.
Pretty good shot in rhythm by Pilcher, but it comes out long. South Putnam's able to get the rebound with Custis. They'll rotate it around. Klein with a 3. That one falls. The big exchange. And close to a steal on the inbounds, and that will give the ball back to South Putnam. How about that hustle play by Kelsey Custis?
Custis, great job of just going the extra effort. I've just been really impressed with the Eagles. They're 6-12. They have to, they are a team that is still trying to find themselves a little bit here, but it's, boy, that you would never know that they've walked into this I think, hostile environment. They are embracing it and playing really well.
Deep lob on the inbounds, clock down to 10 seconds. South Putnam working for the last shot. Drive by Klein is shut off. The kick back out for 3. That was no good. Long rebound comes down. And right now, after that little scrum for the loose ball, I don't think Danica Meyer is at full strength.
I don't think she is either. And I'll be anxious to see really what and how Greg Burton handles the second half with her.
My guess is they'll probably ice that up 20. There's the long lob at the half-court stripe. And South Putt comes back after trailing to grab the lead. So after leading 14-7 at the end of period number 1, they go into the locker room leading 20-18. Scott Young of One Midwest Financial offers a wide range of products and services that can help clients get the stability needed to face life surprises. Scott will work in sync with his clients to uncover their financial goals, review the state of your financial health, and identify strategies to guide you up, to guide you up and down the financial mountain. Email Scott today at syoung@onemidwestfp.com. Halftime when we come back.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
2018 at halftime, South Putnam. It's a good one, Bruin. But the ladies start first, and then the boys will be the nightcap. And was privileged earlier this week to be at South Putnam High School for a big win over the Cascade Cadets. And our guest at halftime is the boys coach at South Putnam. That's a really strange thing for me to get used to saying. I mean, this is deja vu, Kyle Swafford, and it's very strange because later on, Kevin Bradshaw is going to be on the Eminence bench. You're going to be on the South Putnam bench. I'm going to be up here, and it wasn't that long ago we were all together. But it's a special night for me, and I know it is for you too. You and Kevin go way back.
We do, and yeah, I'm happy for Kevin because I know he always wanted to get that head coaching job, and it's going to be fun to coach against him, and I know he'll have his guys ready to go, no doubt.
They're all over the state of Indiana, but we're lucky, I think, in the area in which we live and we ply our trade, that we have the opportunity to come in what, my opinion, is one of the coolest gymnasiums in the state of Indiana.
It really is. The Eel Tank, you know, they've done it right here and kept the gym and kept the tradition alive, so to speak. And it's a fun place to play. And Eminence always has really strong support. You know, no matter the size of their school or the town, they always have a lot of support and a lot of backing, and it's a fun place to play and a tough place to play. So there's no doubt we'll have our hands full.
We had some pretty good powder keg battles in this place over the years, huh?
Oh, man, so much fun. Gosh, that night before Thanksgiving was always, that tradition, and it is, yeah, you miss it.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your basketball team. Pretty impressed with what I saw, and they were exactly what you prepared me for. I mean, you got a couple of kids who were kind of your go-to kids, but you are their fourth coach in 4 years, and there's a lot of things that you had to undo before you could start doing, and it sounds to me maybe like you've gotten to the point to where you are now doing.
Yeah, you know, with any coaching change, you know, comes new ideas, new, you know, roles, everything that goes with change. So, you know, I needed to get the trust of my guys, and they needed to believe in me, and we've done a good job of making it mesh and making it work up to this point. I've been really, really pleased with our effort, our energy, our attitudes, just across the board. And the best thing is our kids are tough. You know, it's just they got some hard-nosed, tough kids. And I tell them all the time, we're not the best skill set by any stretch of the imagination, but what makes us hard to play against is our toughness and our willingness to compete. So, you know, it's just been a really, really fun year, and with a great group of kids.
I've been around coaches all of my life, and all of them will tell you that, you know, talent and ability obviously is going to win you a lot of games. But, you know, if you've got a bunch of kids who have totally bought in and have the work ethic, they may not be the most gifted athletes, but you're probably going to get more out of them.
Absolutely, and that's such the truth, and it's definitely the case. What we're going with right now, and you know, what I like about our kids is they're humble, and they don't care who gets the spotlight.
Right.
They just want to do what it takes to win. And you know, we got 2 really good scorers, but we got so many kids that contribute, and I always tell them, the fans, they don't always see it, but I do, and that's most important. I know how they're making a difference.
South Putnam boys head basketball coach Kyle Swafford is our guest at halftime. You can see South Putnam with a 2-point lead over Eminence. We mentioned, of course, that big win over Cascade. It did come as a bit of a cost. Drew Hill, your go-to guy, got in some foul trouble early. You got down 19-9. So Jeremiah Hiblin steps up huge for you in that second quarter. He gets it within 5, and then later in the game tweaks the knee a little bit. What's the prognosis on him?
Well, you know, he's going to be out this weekend, so we'll be down a man tonight for sure, and tomorrow night when we're at home. So, you know, next man up philosophy, and that's kind of our mentality. And, you know, we're going to insert Wyatt Mullen into the starting lineup, but, you know, it's going to take a whole group effort to fill in Jeremiah's role because you saw him on Tuesday night. That second quarter, he was a one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah, there was no question about that. And Drew Hill, I mean, it's interesting that both of those guys, both Hiblin and Hill, seem to have the ability to score inside and out, but yet they're still vastly different players.
They really are. And, Drew's kind of a dynamic guard. And
not like that Swafford kid that played at Edgewood once upon a time.
I remember him. And Jeremiah, he's just kind of a bull in a china shop, so to speak. Is we just tell him we just clear aside and have him go get a bucket. Just clear aside and see how they guard you, because there's not many teams that can stay in front of him without running and doubling, and he makes really good reads when they do double. So it's it's a good problem for us to have.
What do you got to do to play well tonight?
Well, obviously with Jeremiah down, we're going to need to have some guys step up. We got to take care of the ball. And I think we need to get off to a good start. Just a solid start where taking care of the ball, running our stuff, and kind of that first 3 minutes we're easing into this thing and making it work. So I really think taking care of the ball is number one. I don't have, we'll guard, we'll defend, but we got to understand our identity without Jeremiah, and I think we need to do that early.
And we would be remiss if you didn't give you the chance to tell us how happy you are to be working with your good friend Troy Burgess, the AD at South Putnam.
He's the reason I'm at South Putnam,
yeah.
And it's good. I've known Troy for a very long time, and and I've seen him. I'll call it a distance because I've never worked with him, but I've seen what he's been able to accomplish as a coach, as a mentor to these kids, and as an athletic director. There's a reason our sports programs are succeeding the way they are since he's took over the helm as AD again. So it's great. It's an honor and a privilege, and I'm happy to have the opportunity to work with him.
Well, I was thrilled to be back and have a chance to work with you and watch your kids play Tuesday. I'm happy to be with you and Coach Bradshaw and some other friends here at Eminence tonight, and great to see you again. Good luck tonight.
Thanks. We're happy to have you. This is really cool. Anytime we can promote our student athletes, it just means the world to the people who get to watch it live and the people who go watch the re-air of it. I love it. I see my kids watching our game from Cascade the other night, on their laptops in class. So, and I hear Mark Janes in the background. So I love it. So
well, good luck at Roll Tide.
That's right, Roll Tide.
Thanks, Coach. Kyle Swafford, boys head basketball coach at South Putnam. Coach Scheib will rejoin us. We'll have third quarter action when we come back.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Welcome back. Halftime, your score. South Putnam leading Eminence by a deuce, and things tightened up a bit in quarter number 2 after South Putnam was able to jump out to a 14-7 advantage. The halftime show, by the way, brought to you by Endeavor Communications, a business phone solutions with Endeavor Communications. More than a phone system, Endeavor offers a hosted unified communication solution that gives businesses the ability to be accessible anytime, anywhere, on any device. You can find out more at www.endeavor.com. So, your keys to success for both ball clubs in this second half.
South Putnam has to keep not turning the ball over. They've only got 6 for the game. They come in averaging over 30 turnovers a game, which has been their bugaboo all year long. If you are the Eels, you've got to find a way to play through Saucerman. I really like how Myers is playing. I think she's banged up a little bit, but take a little pressure off of her And if you can play through Saucerman, I think their chances are going to increase.
It looks like that whatever the issue was at the end of the second quarter, Danica Myers appears to feel a bit better, and a good give and go with the cut down low to the backside, weak side, we should say, to Natalie Hubbard, who has 4 now and ties it at 20 just like that. Good offensive set to start.
Great movement by the Eels, and now you've got to come out and somehow create a stop. Nice drive.
Pilcher with a strong move. 5 points for her. She had 3 in the first half, puts the lead back at 2.
Jocelyn did a great job. Strong, put the basketball, had contact, and was still able to finish at the rim. Nice job.
5'7" junior. 1A sectional 59 for Eminence with Lutheran, Tinley, Central Christian, Greenwood Christian, and Victory College Prep. Three-pointer, no. Blue shirts underneath, controlled by South Putnam. Three-pointer, no. All white shirts underneath. Meyer went back up the floor, was knocked to the floor, and the alternating possession gives it back to South Putnam.
Well, I like what's happening right now is I think both teams are playing very aggressive. It's been a well-officiated game. The officials are letting them play, and the girls are taking advantage of that, and I enjoy watching that style of play.
Pastelli was missed back door, so they'll have to restart the offense now. Custis went to the baseline, had it knocked out of her hands, and they'll get it restarted. Klein with 6, Pastelli with 5, Pilcher, Gardner with 4, Custis with 2. The scoring for South Putnam. Three-pointer, good. Pastelli with 8 now, back to a 5-point lead for South Putnam.
That's her second three-pointer of the game. Again, came in shooting 31% from behind the arc.
They led by 7 at the end of the first quarter. Meyer splits the defense. Battle for the rebound. Megan Taylor knifed through a couple of South Putnam Eagles to grab the rebound, and she gets fouled.
Right now, if I am Coach Burton, you got to find a way to get Danica to kind of relax a little bit. She's forcing things. Just take what the defense gives you, and again, she'll be fine running the show and getting her points.
Klein picks up the personal, the first on her, the first on the team in the second half. Eminence plays in the Greater Indianapolis Conference, and quite a conference it is. Some legendary names making up that conference. They get to play in some grand old gyms, including the one here at home. Crispus Attucks, Washington, Riverside. Ball knocked away, stolen away by South Putnam. Pastelli in a hurry in transition. Slips around the defenders and one. How on earth did she get that to fall?
Pastelli has been impressive all game long. Created and absorbed the contact. Watch it here on the replay. Nice job there. Meyer picked up her first foul, but a great job by Pastelli of just delivering and finishing at the rim.
Nevaeh Dickerson makes her first appearance, a 5'3" senior. Danica Myers will have a seat. Free throw is too strong and a foul on the rebound. Great position underneath by Natalie Hubbard.
I've just been impressed. Every time that Eminence has battled back, South Putnam has had an answer.
Right.
And they haven't panicked.
No.
Again, they don't look like a 6-12 ball club. They really are. They're physical. They just do things, the right way. They move well on offense without the ball. And right now, again, Eminence looks like starting the second half like they started the first half, just really sluggish.
Well, not a total rebuild, but a lot of losses due to graduation, I think, and kind of a restart, if you will, and not a reload. You don't have to rebuild when you've been there as long as Brian Gardner has. I mean, his 8th season and he's won 100 games.
He has done a really nice job at South Putnam, and to your point, he just, it's a reload mentality, not so much a rebuild.
Travel. Endeavor Communications offers a variety of internet speeds that fit your family or business needs. Surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds up to a gig. Contact us at www.endeavor.com for more information. Really appreciate being a part of this. Endeavor Communications and ISC Sports. And you heard how grateful that Kyle Swafford was for us being here, promoting these student athletes. It's our privilege and our honor for sure. And to get to do it in a place like this is just icing on the old cake.
It really is. I just love the idea that we're able to bring the game to the families that aren't able to be here, grandparents, whoever it might be, and I think that makes it special for everyone involved.
Saucerman too strong on the attempt, and look who drives baseline. Comes up a little short that time, does Pastelli, and Eminence has the rebound in transition. Again, they trail by 7. South Putnam led by 7 at the end of the first quarter. Myers is on the bench. Again, she's been battling through a calf injury for the better part of the last few weeks. Might have tweaked it a little bit late in the second quarter. Saucerman, post up down low, kick to the top of the circle. And that thing is just not fallen for Bella Dittamore. She has had several point-blank looks from around the key and just can't get the thing to fall. Three-pointer back the other way. 10-point lead now for the South Putnam Eagles as Pilcher drains it. She has 7.
Nicely done. Great ball movement. Again, there's something just not off, and that very well could be Myers kind of dinged up a little bit or nicked up a little bit. But it is something that they're starting off sluggish like they did in the first half.
Defense a little too overzealous and results in the second personal foul charged against Danae Klein. That's the third team foul, and it looks like Danica Myers is coming back into the ball game. South Putnam going to go to the bench as well. We'll call in Lillian Emmerich.
Anxious to see what Greg Burton does to get the rhythm back offensively, because right now they're very stagnant. They're not moving much at all, and they're settling for that outside shot. And up to this point, it hasn't been falling for them.
Well, I know this zone makes it tough, but you have to attack the free throw line. I mean, you've got to get the ball inside and attack the free throw line. Shot from 15 is no good. Here come the Eagles in transition, and an unforced error gives the ball back to Eminence. And some way, somehow, against this zone, maybe flash Saucerman through the middle, because I think she's got a clear length and height advantage.
Well, she's going to draw attention, too. And so that's how you use, her size, length, ability against South Putnam, because you make them react to her.
Wide open three in the corner is good. She has come up big for them throughout the course of this evening. Natalie Hubbard cuts the lead to 7. She has 7.
Natalie comes in averaging just shy of 10 points, is at 7, and really has been the glue so far to keep Eminence in this game.
Nice drive, comes up a little short by Custis. Here comes Eminence quickly in transition. Hubbard going to reset it. Myers now off the point, more on the wing. Strong move to the bucket. She'll go to the line for 2 shots, and believe they'll put that personal foul on Lillian Emmerich.
Great job that time by Myers. She was able to gain a quick step on the defender and was able to get the ball to the rim and cause the foul.
2 shots. 10 points for her.
Comes in shooting 63% from the line.
As we mentioned, Greater Indianapolis Conference features Inglewood, Christmas Addicts, Math and Science Academy, Tinley, Washington, Irvington Prep, Central Christian, Riverside, and Crystal House.
Good conference.
Yeah, as we mentioned, some iconic venues there. These kids get a chance to travel around and play in. Second free throw on the way. It, too, is good. 12 for her. The lead is 5. Approaching 2.5 to play in the quarter.
Just slowly chipping away at it. Now they got to find a way to have a defense stop. Great play. Oh.
Boy, a catch and shoot might have ended up with a little better result for South Putnam.
They did a great job. Great call there by Brian Gardner. Had Eminence pinned and really an open look and just couldn't execute it.
No matter the size, when you bring that ball in the post down around your ankles, you're rarely going to get the chance to get it back up.
Yes.
Nice look down low and one. Great diagonal pass. Good look from Saucerman to Natalie Hubbard. There's a look at it. Great diagonal pass from the right elbow, and she liked it too.
No, that was, again, something like that can spark this Eminence team just to keep, again, face up, get in that triple threat position, and then make South Putnam defend you.
Second foul on Emmerich. 5th team foul. That's starting to be an issue. Last touch by South Putnam, and Pilcher says, who, me? And I think the official saw her slap it out of bounds.
Just keep plugging away here. If you're Eminence, if you're South Putnam, you got to just keep doing what you're doing.
Errant pass on the inbound, stolen away. Heads up play by Kelsey Custis. They run it ahead, and an easy layup for Pastelli, who now has 12 points.
I like Pastelli. I just like the way that she plays. She's, seems to always be in the right place at the right time. And now, again, South Putnam has answered a little bit of that Eminence run, and the lead goes back to 5.
Well, I've been impressed with the opportunities their defense has given them tonight.
They've done a nice job of turning Eminence over 8 on the game and then capitalizing. There's 9.
Stepped out of bounds, and she tried too hard. I mean, double team, got to the baseline, and stepped out of bounds.
Just feel like she's forcing it a little bit.
Sure.
She's done a nice job with 12 points. Just feel like she just let the game come to you a little bit.
That's that old adage. I mean, when you're double team, somebody somewhere's open, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Good high screen. Good look, but Klein threw it up a little too short. Here comes Hubbard in transition. But a good job of Custis beating her to the spot. Myers splits the defense, throws it up off the glass and in. 14 for Myers.
I like the way she plays. I've been critical of just not taking too much and not trying to force it. But boy, Danica has got some unbelievable talent. I just like her just awareness, her ball skills, and her ability to score the basket.
Good look at Brian Gardner, as we mentioned, his 8th season, 110 and 71. A good look from point-blank range for Danae Klein, who has given him 8 points tonight. But a foul on the inbounds. And fouls starting to mount for South Putnam. Eminence has been whistled once, and that is the 6th team foul on South Putnam. That could be a factor in the final quarter.
Free throws for Eminence has been 54% on the season, so they're going to have to knock down shots if they want to come back in this game, because they are going to have opportunities almost in the bonus already.
Under a minute to play, and you might have overheard Greg Burton say, we may want one shot here. Saucerman. A little too careless with a pass, and there the beneficiary was Pilcher. Strong drive to the bucket and a foul before the shot on the floor.
That's going to go against Dittemore.
It's the 2nd team foul on Eminence. Western Indiana Conference is where South Putnam calls home. Indian Creek, Greencastle, Sullivan, Northview, Brown County, all in it. Owen Valley, West Vigo, Edgewood, North Putnam, and Cloverdale. Down to 15 seconds on the clock.
South Putnam was able to run it down right before either first quarter, at halftime, and hit right as the buzzer sounded.
Just inside the arc, shot put up, no good. As time expires at the end of period 3, Hubbard throws it right into our lap and misses everything. ADP and Anthony Bennett. Did you know that ADP pays 1 in 6 Americans? Did you know that if you mention ISC, and you can get the full range of ADP services free for 3 months? That's right. ISC and ADP have partnered to help your small business, and it's free for 3. Call Anthony Bennett at 317-427-8249 or email anthony.bennett@adp.com and mention ISC. Fourth quarter action when we come back.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Talking to the officials, and I told them, I said, I don't care what Coach Scheib says. You guys are doing a great job.
They've done a great job.
They have. They really have. You know, I mentioned this is one of those games where it's like I saw last night with Ken Ferguson's crew at Monrovia. You know it's a well-officiated game when you really don't notice them.
No, exactly.
And that's a goal, you know.
There's great flow, and that's really when you've got a great crew. They just, again, they call what needs to be called, and they let the teams decide the outcome. And we've got 3 good ones tonight with his officials.
And again, they are Terry Adams, Dale Asher, and Aaron Utz, girls basketball officials tonight. And I'm sure we'll have 3 great ones for the boys' game to follow this one. That's right, doubleheader tonight. It'll be South Putnam and Eminence. We'll take a break, step away for a bit, and come back with the boys, the nightcap of this doubleheader. 34-29, the score.
One thing that South Putnam's done a great job, that's just their 9th turnover for the game. And when they take care of the ball, they are a much different, harder team to beat.
Well, they've led at all 3 stops now. So big quarter for Eminence, obviously. An opportunity, again, for them to get to the foul line here. 16 fouls charged against South Putnam. Eminence has been whistled twice. They weren't going to let Hubbard get another look at that 3 in the corner. They stepped out on it right away, but this time she's able to get it away, and it comes up a little too strong. Battle for the loose ball. Saucerman kicks it out. Dittamore's 3 just cannot buy one tonight. Battle for the loose ball and a foul of the rebound going to be charged on Eminence. Dittamore, how many point-blank looks has she had from around the perimeter, and for some reason it is just not falling. And you have those nights. And you know, I've always been of the opinion that if you're a shooter, which clearly she is, you miss the first couple, maybe get it on the floor and get to the bucket, see if you can get to the free throw line, and then become, instead of just a shooter, become a scorer.
Yeah, there are other ways that you can and help your scoring average, and one of the things is to go to the rim. You know, again, she's athletic. She drives well, and she's got to be able to find other ways than just staying there trying to settle for a outside jumper.
Custis tries to track down her missed shot, can't do it, saves it back into Saucerman, and now Eminence will go back to work. Trailing 34-29. These coaches are so active on the sidelines, always coaching, horn to horn.
I just like the positivity of both coaches. They've done a great job of coaching the girls, not getting on them, and just trying to get the best out of them.
Myers with a strong move, but too strong, and on the fast break in transition, maybe Pistelli a bit out of control and skips it through the defense and out of bounds. Morgan Taylor will come back into the ball game, and that'll put the starting 5 back on the floor, we assume, for the final 6:23 for Greg Burton.
And that is the 10th turnover for South Putnam, something that, again, if they don't give the Eels an extra couple opportunities, I think it may be harder for them to come back. One nice thing, Mark, that this zone defense has done is really slowed the pace of the game. I think it really has favored South Putnam tonight.
And a bump along the baseline, and that is team foul number 7. Put that personal on Lillian Emmerich, and I think that's her 7th team foul. And now we'll see what Eminence can do with the free throw line, and you talked about where they stood as a team from the line.
54%. I'm anxious to see how this works out for them here. But you've also got somebody in Ditterman that's shooting 55%.
And she missed that free throw, but Eminence is able to keep it alive and get into the hands of Natalie Hubbard. Picked up her dribble in a precarious position and throws it away into the hands of Custis, who did a great job of anticipation. She lost the handle and throws it right back. Now she tries to steal it back. Scramble for the loose ball. Out of bounds on the alternating possession, and it goes to Eminence. I believe we're going to give it to South Putnam. We're going to credit them with the timeout. Endeavor Communications offers a variety of internet speeds that fit your family or business needs. Surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds up to a gig. Contact us at www.endeavor.com for more information.
They're not blinking, and I think that's what, if I am Brian Gardner, I would be thrilled with how my girls are playing, because they just have fought. They've been aggressive. They have matched every run that Eminence has get them, are thrown at them, and they're up 5 with late here in the fourth quarter.
We mentioned they've lost 6 in a row, but they last won December 16th at West Vigo, but prior to that were beaten by Greencastle. And then they had back-to-back losses in North Putnam and Brown County. So it's been a bit of a struggle for them this season. And again, a lot of graduation losses. But, this is the kind of game that could turn things around for you as you're getting ready for the postseason with the draw. They'll close out the season at Speedway and then hosting Indian Creek on January 26th, and then it'll be tournament time. And a game like this can go a long way toward building your confidence.
Well, it's just the timing of the game. Not that a coach really is concerned about that, but it's one of those things that this could be the spark that everything comes together, and he can kind of really reiterate his game plan for their success.
A foul on the shot will send them to the free throw line. I believe that'll be Danae Klein going to the charity stripe as Eminence picks up the foul. And now Eminence not really able to take advantage of that big disparity they had in team fouls, as they have committed their 4th team foul, and Morgan Taylor has been whistled for her first. Free throw is good. Klein trying to get into double figures. That free throw gives her 9, and does. She has 10 now. Pastelli with 12, Pilcher with 7, Gardner with 4, and Custis with 2. Back to a 7-point lead to the 5-minute mark, and now every possession becomes so very, very vital for Eminence.
And they're taking so much time off the clock. I just wonder if they've got enough time, because the South Putnam defense, the length and how they're communicating and just playing some really solid defense, how that's really affecting Eminence.
Hubbard asked for a screen and got it too late to do anything with it. Now Greg Burton's going to reset the offense. We've got a foul near the basket. We'll see who that's on. It looks like it's going to go against South Putnam.
I think it's Pilcher.
Yep, Pilcher's going to pick up the personal. That is team foul number 8. Kelsey Custis comes back in. Ariel Dooley will check out for South Putnam. Now the free throw line for Saucerman.
Comes in 64% on the season. Really needs these two if she can get them.
Just a really good player.
Yes, she is.
And it's going to do nothing but get better and better and better. Missed that free throw and a tie up. Alternating possession this time gives the basketball back to Eminence.
And that's Hubbard again. Just love how Natalie plays. Just aggressive, just a junior, 5'10". Just really gets in there and battles. It's done a nice job all game.
Gardner comes back, and another issue on the inbounds by Eminence leads to a South Putnam turnover. Good transition look down court. Not able to finish as Klein in the battle for the loose ball. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by South Putnam.
See, 11th turnover for the Eels. They were able to get back in transition defense and didn't give up a point, but they have to have very few empty possessions moving forward if they want any kind of chance of winning.
Well, that was the point I was about to make. And when you pick up the dribble across the timeline in that situation, you're playing right into the hands of the defense.
Well, they had the extra defender there, and that really, again, helps South Putnam.
So as we mentioned, 4 straight losses to start the season for Eminence. Lost to North Central, to Farmersburg, Clay City, Bethesda Christian, and Purdue Poly Inglewood. And then they reeled off wins over Riverside, Lighthouse, Cloverdale, Tenley, and Crystal House Manual. They beat Addicts 36-25, then lost to Monrovia 58-40. And they have not lost since December the 21st.
And sometimes a loss is a great thing for your team as well. Kind of opens your eyes a little bit.
Do you really believe that?
I think if you get complacent, I just feel like something's been off. I really came in at 13-5. I haven't really have not lost but one game since the opening four. And I just feel I love what Greg Burton's doing. And I'm not sure that he's been really fully pleased with how they played tonight.
Myers reverse layup.
Wow.
That's a good look. 16, 5-point lead, 36-31. South Putnam can be as patient as they want to be, quite frankly.
Yeah, no need to be in a hurry. You want to run as much clock and really almost get to a point where you're settling for a layup or something that's to your liking.
Something that's wide open for sure. They're loading up one side. They'll reverse it. Good move. 16-footer, weak side rebound, controlled by guess who? Hubbard, just always around the basketball. Here she comes in transition, throws it up in traffic, can't get it to fall. Rebound controlled by Dittamore and a foul before she gets off the floor.
Nice job.
I would say, coaches, pull that video clip out. She's 5'3". 5'3", went right to the bucket, good position. That's what allowed her to get the rebound. At 5'3".
Bella's just feisty, and she's done a great job of just battling. And now, again, the biggest thing, if you're Eminence, you've got to hit free throws.
Yeah, they have not done so with regularity, that's for sure. And an unforced error gives the ball right back to Eminence, and it looks like they might have some numbers. Defense with their back turned. Myers going to try to take advantage of it, reward herself with 2 free throws. She saw the defense with her back turned and put her head down and went.
Number one rule on defense, stop the basketball.
Right.
You don't stop the basketball, things like that happen. Give Myers a credit. She just kept going, and I love the fact that she was able to attack the rim. Now she has to knock down these free throws.
Mom and Dad, both Eminence grads. Dad, Morgan County Sheriff, going to join us at halftime of the boys' game. Look forward to talking to him. As we mentioned, longtime public information officer for the Indiana State Police before he came sheriff. Been friends for a long time. He and I played on perhaps the worst slow-pitch softball team ever assembled about 30 years ago. Been friends ever since.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So the lead is 4 now at 36-32 with under 3 minutes to play.
If you're South Putnam, you really don't need anything but a layup.
Right.
Don't force anything. I would, again, get the shot that you want. Wow, what a great play by Hubbard.
Yep. Strong move to the bucket by Pistelli was denied.
Again, down 4, you'll take your best shot here. Nothing. You don't need a 3. Don't need to force it. I'd attack the rim. That's been their best offense here in the second half. There you go.
Entry pass to Saucerman. Steps through, throws it up off the glass. Ball knocked out long, controlled by South Putnam. Here comes Pistelli in transition. Steps around the defender and one. How big has she come up for them repeatedly tonight?
Pistelli is just playing awfully well. 14th point of the game. Great step through. Hubbard was trying to figure out where she fouled her at. But again, nice job by Pistelli.
Bumps the lead back to 6 at the 2:14 mark. That is a big, big, big three-point play. She has 15 now, and the lead back to 7 at 39-32.
South Putnam has answered every single run, and I just give Brian Gardner and the Eagles all the credit in the world.
Saucerman, nice look down low to Hubbard, throws it up, got it to fall. Natalie Hubbard in double figures with 11, cuts it back to 5 at 39-34, under 2 to play. Still time, depending on how patient South Putnam wants to be.
And no need to foul yet, just play great defense.
Body hits the floor, no call. And a timeout on the floor. Hoosier Basketball Magazine 2022-2023 issue will likely be in a gym near you toward the close of the season. You can also call 317-925-8200 to find out where you can purchase Hoosier Basketball Magazine. Man, I used to look forward to that every year.
It's some traditions that we have in our state, like that magazine, like Paul Condry's book in football, are just really great promotional tools for the kids, for the programs, for families. It is just super for me to always look back and just see who's on the cover, who makes it, and knowing that those players have a great shot at playing at the next level, hopefully staying in our state.
1976 sectional versus Cloverdale for these Eminence Eagles. They got a win 36-19, lost to Mooresville 44-38. They won sectional titles in 95, 96, 97, and 99, won the regional at Northview. They last played January 9th of 2019. South Putnam and Eminence. South Putnam won that one 87-31.
Well, with under 2 to go, you got to be able to play defense without fouling. You got to be able to knock down shots. If you are South Putnam, be strong with the basketball, because with only 5 fouls, you can be very aggressive if you're Eminence.
Officials timeout.
Something on the floor. Nope.
Might have one that doesn't feel very well, and unfortunately, it's Natalie Hubbard that checks out for Eminence's cause. She'll be spelled by Dickerson, who came in the first half.
Layups and free throws.
That's right.
Is really all that South Putnam needs to win this game.
You got to believe that was the message by Brian Gardner in the huddle.
At some point, if you are Eminence, you got to start going for steals, and you got to foul a little bit.
Looks like Hubbard feels better, feels good enough to come back in anyway. Pretty good look. Wide open three.
Huge
good
shot.
Ball rotation, and who hit it? Pastelli. 18 points for her.
Pastelli has been just unbelievable.
The difference, I think.
Yeah, no, she has knocked down outside shots. She's been aggressive. She's been great on defense. She has certainly been a big reason why the South Putnam is up 8.
Eminence can't take too much time because they trail 42-34. Myers knows
Nice.
that, and she answers with a 3 and a timeout on the floor. 20 points for her, and what a weapon she is when you need to stay within striking distance.
Great ball movement and rotation. Myers with her 20th point answers what Greg Burton needed at that point.
And again, don't forget, folks, we'll step away for just a few minutes. Give us a chance to reset, reload, if you will. And interesting boys matchup tonight as Kyle Swafford appears to have things going in the right direction. And Kevin Bradshaw's an optimistic guy, the head coach at Eminence. He's 1-29 in 2 years. Finally got that first win under his belt a few weeks ago. And but I think all in all, he likes the direction that his ball club is going. And I think they have a really good shot tonight because one of the guys that provides a lot of the scoring load for South Putnam is unavailable to them tonight.
Anytime you lose a key player, key cog to your program, you don't know how everyone else is going to react. Are they just going to just do their normal role? Who's going to try to maybe do more than what they need to? Just anxious to watch that second game and upcoming game, but it should be a very entertaining.
Yeah, for those of you that are looking at this place for the first time ever, wondering if Norman Dale's going to come peering out of that corner, leading the Hickory Huskers out on the floor, it gives you that kind of feel. It's just it's a great place. It really is. I've always enjoyed my visits here, and I've been coming here for most of my life.
It is just a throwback. It's got your fans are right on top of you. It's just a lot of fun.
Under a minute to play. Oh, a foul. That is not at all what Brian Gardner wants. Now, they're not the best free throw shooting team, but that's not what Brian Gardner wants.
They turned the ball over the foul is created. You got a chance to score without the clock moving. That's exactly what Greg Burton wants. Brian Gardner's going to tell us girls again, play defense without fouling. Don't compound a mistake.
And this might be one of those players that you would not want to foul. And that has been an Achilles heel for them in this fourth quarter.
54% on
Wow.
the season. That's not great, and it's really come back to bite them tonight.
She's had 11 points. She's been around the basketball all night. Got that one to fall. 1 of 2. She has 12, and it's a 4-point lead at 35 seconds remaining in the game.
You got a foul.
I think you do. A
double dribble.
Yep, right
Double
in front
dribble.
of the official. Yeah, boy.
The one thing you can't do if you're South Putnam is turn the ball over. Hold it.
Straight now.
Yeah, hold it. Make them foul you, but you can't have an empty possession. Now, if you're Eminence, you got to come down and work quick.
Meyer with a good look to Hubbard. She's open for the easy deuce. 14 points for Natalie Hubbard. The lead is 2. Ball knocked out of bounds, but a foul before that.
Huge pass there. Great job by Hubbard. I believe he picked up her third foul.
She did pick up her third, and that's just the 6th. So the next one will put South Putnam in the bonus, and Brian Gardner does not like the direction that things are going, so he decides to call the timeout.
So if you're South Putnam, you've got to be strong with the ball, anticipate the foul. If you are Eminent, you have a foul. Again, be aggressive, go for the steal. You don't get it, then create the foul.
As we mentioned, Greg Burton 14-5 in his first season here. We take a look at the last bucket.
Great pass, great finish.
Great recognition, dribbles into that triple team and knew somebody somewhere had to be open. He loves being at Eminence. Said the kids have bought in and worked hard. He said varsity assistant, JV head coach at Southport, same position at Bedford, head coach at Eastern Green. He said they were all unbelievably different but fun in their own way.
Oh, wow,
He just
great
loves being
play.
here. Great play off the inbounds and a foul. And who did they get the ball into the hands of? Pastelli.
Pastelli with 18 points, trying to get this to 20, but great play designed by Brian Gardner out of the timeout. Super job.
The key is on the foul to make sure they don't score.
Whatever you
If
do,
you're going to commit that foul,
Yes.
don't let him get the layup.
now Pastelli is 62% on the season. Nice.
Looked a little better than that there.
Yes, it did, didn't it?
If this one's good, she'll end up with 20 on the night and bump the lead up to 4. Can't do it. Rebound controlled by Saucerman.
Three-pointer ties it.
Hubbard in a hurry. Dittamore from 12. Bounces around. Rebound controlled by Hubbard. What do we got? Timeout being called by Eminence. Greg Burton almost ran over to you and I to call that timeout.
He did. Again,
That was the equivalent of where Mike Gillen coaches football, out on the hash marks, right?
having coached with Mike Gillen, I understand that, and I resemble that myself, so I really can't say much about that. But no, that was a good timeout. Now, if you're Greg Burton, you've got to find a way to design a three-point play. If you're Brian Gardner, to me, you foul. Don't give him a shot. They've been poor. Eminence has not shot the ball well from the free throw line. I think you foul. Don't give them a chance. Just make sure they're not in the act of shooting and make them knock down free throws.
Yeah, we talked to the coach about preparations. As we mentioned, sectional draw is Sunday. And as far as Greg Burton's team, he says, our goal right now is to just get everybody totally and completely healthy. He said, because honestly, he said, we are who we are at this point. He said, there's just not much over the next 2 games that we can get a lot better at. And so just, fine-tune some of those things. And as he mentioned, get everybody healthy. And the one person he's definitely got to get healthier is Danica Myers. But she looks pretty good tonight. She's battled through it and has 20 points.
She has been a trooper. She has played really well. I would love to see her healthy, because as just a nicked up player, she has been really fantastic.
3-pointer will tie it. One possession game with 9.5 seconds left. Dittemore.
Whoa, a little long.
Threw up the air ball. Myers boxed out for the rebound, and it was knocked out of bounds. Last touch by South Putnam with 6 seconds left.
Got to get the shot up. Got to shoot it.
Hubbard with a
Short.
three, partially blocked, and that's the ball game. They got a good look at the buzzer and came up a little short. What an entertaining basketball game.
Great job by the officials. Great job by the coaches. Good game plan. Give Brian Gardner and his Eagles a lot of credit. They battled all night long and really played well from the opening tip until that last whistle.
What a relief for Brian Gardner. It's been since December 16th that he tasted victory. And, boy, I think a lot of credit's got to be given to his defense tonight.
His defensive game plan in general was fantastic. He slowed down the Eels offensively and really forced them to fall in love with the outside shot, but nicely done. But, again, Greg Burton, what I liked about what he said, as soon as the game's over, he's right to his girls, we're okay. Keep moving forward. I like it.
Just 3 players scored for Eminence. Danica Myers led the way with 20. Natalie Hubbard chipped in 14. Sophie Saucerman added 6 points. Much more balanced scoring for South Putnam. Pastelli had 19 points, 10 for Klein, 7 for Pilcher, 4 for Gardner, 2 for Custis. It was 14-7 South Putnam at the end of 1, 20-18 at halftime, 34-28 South Putnam. 34-29, we should say, at the end of 3. And again, your final score, 43-40. The Eminence Eels fall to 14-6. The South Putnam Eagles improved to 7-13. That is the first loss for Eminence since way back on December the 21st.
And I really do believe that at times a loss doesn't kill you. And it's one of those things that kind of gets your team's attention right going into the later part of the year. I think Greg Burton will use this as motivation. I think Brian Gardner will look at his girls and say, hey, we're a good basketball team. When we play physical, when we knock down shots, but when we don't turn the ball over, that's when they're at their best, and that's what happened tonight.
Well, thanks to our director, Vince. We also need to thank Becca for handling the replay. David's on the graphics, and Alex, Richard, JC providing the great shots here tonight. For Lance Scheib, this is Mark Janes. We're going to give you a chance to take a break because we're going to take one as well. The final score of this girls' contest, 43-40 in favor of South Putnam. We will have the boys in just a few minutes here on Endeavor Communications and the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications.